Are you going over the lore new? Yeah, I am. Yes. The first card of the new variety set is this. Veiled Protector, 5 mana, 4/5. Not the worst stats, but not the best stats either. It's not what you want to see for a 5-drop. It is Targon. When I'm summoned, or you summon a Titanic ally, heal your Nexus for 3. That's really good. Good. Nah, I think it's under average. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So, some very easy comparisons. Like this. Like, compared to this, chat. This card was good. This card wasn't broken. This was a good card. It gives +2/+2 to a unit. Heals the unit and your Nexus for 3. And this card wasn't even any auto-include list. It was played in some lists as like a 1/2 of. And it's 10 times as good as that card. And right now, Targon has more healing than any other region anyway. It's not like it needs the healing. Sure, it has some synergies with Titanics, but no, it's too slow. It doesn't do enough. It just doesn't do enough. Yeah, I don't think it's a good card. I don't think it's gonna see play. You guys got to realize this is not the same as like a 3-cost 3/3, because 3-cost 3/3 is good stat wise. This doesn't trade with 5-cost. Like it's too expensive for healing for 3. It ramps with multiple copies. What do you mean? It's a unit that's doing nothing on the board at mana 5. People on mana 5 are playing some big threats, dude. And it's something that you're incentivized not to trade with. I'd rather play a 2-cost than a 3-cost. Like, just have 2 units so I can block 2 things. Versus aggro, 5 mana, 1 unit. You just get swarmed, right? It heals your Nexus instantly. Yeah, so. You're playing a turn 4, so. I'm not sold, guys. I don't see it. I don't think it's that good. All right, next card. Boom! Trusty Adnir. All right, 4-cost 3/3 Ionia. Bad stats. When I'm summoned, summon Adnir's Aviarist. Okay, it's a 1 mana 1/1. Support. Grow me to my supported ally stats this round. That's really interesting. And here's why. It's not a control card. It's kind of aggro, but not really aggro. That's a weird card. Good defensive card? No, there's like it's a bad defensive card. This card is only good defensively if you have very good reasons to have it offensively. Like if you have a deck that's control that makes use of this for like some OTK combos, then it's a good defensive utility card because it can block 2 units with 1 unit. Yeah, sure. But if you play this only for defensive reasons, it sucks. There's much better options for 4 mana defensively. It would be good if it wasn't Ionia. I don't know. It doesn't have Overwhelm. It has no way to hit Nexus. It has no way to hit face. It requires like a 4/4 to be on the board to really get true value out of itself because this dies to any ping. Imagine this with Sparring Student Aurelia. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking Azarelia, but it doesn't have Blade Dance. I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. Yeah, but guys, it's only after you attack. And it's only this round. It goes back to being a 1/1. It's not like, what does support do? When you attack with it, it supports the unit on the right that is attacking. So, grow me to supported unit stats. If this attacks and then this attacks to the right of it, this will be a 3/3 that round. I mean, it's kind of okay. It's nothing amazing. Could there be some deck that makes really good use of it? If this had quick attack, maybe it could have been good. If it had overwhelm, it could definitely have potential. If it had elusive, 100% could have potential. As is, I think it's meh. Hand buff, it does nothing with hand buff. Because, again, guys, this dies to a ping. It's a 4-cost 3/3. Yeah, I think there's just better options. Now, this theoretically could fit in a Lulu deck. Because we all know Lulu decks want to level Lulu fast. Getting more support units is nice, right? So, could this be a Lulu card? Maybe. Could you play this in a full-on support deck? Maybe. But other than that, I'm not sold. Looks like a tempo thing? Yeah, but there are better tempo cards in general than this. You can kind of ignore this or just ping it for 1 mana. Like, I'm not sold. All right, next card. Dune Swallower. I already got to say, this card looks ridiculously cool. This has to be decent. 5 mana 9/6 Fearsome Spell Shield. That looks nuts. To play me, kill an ally, or one of your mana gems 3. Well, you gotta kill 3 allies? You have to kill 3 allies or 3 mana gems. And it doesn't have Overwhelm. Yeah, this card sucks, I feel like. You can do like 2 allies, 1 gem, etc. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So you can like... I mean, like, this is definitely looking for like undyings and stuff. Like, you're looking to make a board of like tokens you don't need. And you tempo this out on turn 5. The problem with this card is it doesn't have Overwhelm. Good for Thresh. Yeah, something like that. Like a Thresh Susan deck, sure. The problem is, again, it doesn't have Overwhelm. It's not... Is it doing enough? It has low HP as well. Like, this would be better if it was a 6/9. At least then it can trade with like 5 units. Like, 6/9 would surely be nice. I mean, you can give it Overwhelm. Yes, I'm aware of that. Out of all the cards, this one might be the one with the most potential. Because there's something to be said about this being OTK in 2 turns if you can give it Overwhelm. And mana 5 is early enough that people have a hard time dealing with Spell Shield and 6 HP. Like, that's not easy to deal with. Sand Soldiers can proc it pretty easily if you have, like, a way to summon them. Tokens, Undyings, there's ways to get this through. Like, this is definitely something you can think about. Yeah, something like, well, Absolver's rotated, but there are ways to give Overwhelm and Shurima, or whatever your second region is, but usually it would be Shadow Isles. It's not the worst card. It really isn't. Also, you can just sacrifice your mana gems if you need to win really early. Like, there could be an aggro deck that uses this with Overwhelm. Like, imagine an aggro deck having a... On mana 6, you drop this plus the 4 cost that gives it Overwhelm. That's insane. That's a lot of damage in 2 turns. So, possibly, I still think it's weak, sort of, but I could see a world where it's strong. I'd have to, like, try to make a really OP deck with this. Timelines loves this? No, it hates this. What do you mean? What the hell? Why would you want Timelines with this, bro? It's horrible. This is like reverse... Oh, you mean something into this from Timelines. Yeah, that's busted. Yeah, 5 cost... Yeah, that's busted. Is Titanic, in most cases, comes out cheaper or for free due to Clash. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like it. Again, can we clarify? Is it killing 3 allies or the choice of 1 ally? Or no, it's 3 allies, 3 mana gems, 2 allies, 1 mana gem, 2 mana gems, 1 ally, etc. You can combine. You got to kill 3 things, either an ally or a mana gem. That's my understanding of it. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a cool card. I would definitely try to build decks with this. It's a fun kind of deck to try to make work. It would definitely be an aggro deck, though. 9 mana, 9/9, really cute looking, like, lizard scyther mixture. And yeah, scyther because I can't remember the name of the animal. Praying mantis. All right. It's a dragon, okay? Portia, the peculiar. I feel like it's going to be trash. It's a Pokemon? Yeah. Play. Manifest a Titanic follower and set its stats to 1/1 and cost to 0. That's really cool. I like that, chat. You know what I want to do with that? I want to make a deck with that plus Condense. That and Condense. I'm gonna make so many like 10 cost cards that cost like 1 and oh my lord, that sounds fun. I like this card. This could be a blast. It's so high rolly, but because it's manifest, you can choose which follower. And there's some, like, a lot of the Titanic followers are absolutely amazing play / summon units. That's really cool. It seems fun to me. I can get behind this. I might even play this in Freljord just to ramp it out real fast. That seems really fun. The Condensed guy's underrated. It is. Nice, nice. That's a fun card. I would build around it. Yeah, sure. It's very high rolly. You can low roll super hard. But the worst case scenario, you have a 9 mana 9/9 and a 1/1 blocker, right? At the worst case scenario. So, Gorlith the Unscalable enters the chat. Yeah, this could auto win with Gorlith, for example. But you go down to 1 HP. Do you really want to go down to 1 HP? Probably not, right? So there's a few really bad picks. Mech card. It's not necessarily competitive, but you never know. That looks like a lot of fun. She's Titanic too. Does she manifest? She can manifest herself for sure, yes. Unless it's hard-coded not to. Yeah, nice card. I would build decks with this. I'll definitely try this out. All right. Next card. Spectral Ironhound, 6 mana, 5/5 in the Shadow Isles. This looks interesting. To play me, kill an ally. Okay. When I'm summoned, summon a 1,000-clawed Deathwinder. Oh, it's a 5/3. Plus an 8/4. I think it's busted. Yeah, with Soul Cleave, this is kind of nuts as well. Soul Cleave on, but you got to realize that this is also easily stoppable. If they play Soul Cleave, you could just kill it. Like, one get excited, one card kills it. There's so many ways to deal 3 damage on a 6-drop. Still, at least you got a free 8/4. Fearsome. Viego fast level, true. That is true. This might be a pretty strong card in the right deck. It could fit very well with Viego. Like, this levels Viego super quick because it gives you 13 worth of stats immediately, right? Plus, it kills a unit, which is good for Viego. Plus, that summons Viego's Mistwraith. 6 is a little bit awkward if you're playing Viego because, wait, is Viego 6 or did they nerf him to 7? I forgot. No, he's 6. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit awkward because they're both level 6, but overall, very cool. Shadow Isles have a lot of shenanigans with summon effects. Shadow Isles do like to kill allies, so it's not that big of a problem. These are very good blockers for non-overwhelm other decks. Undying loves this card. I mean, it's a very hard stat line, but at the end of the day, it's not very good defensively, and it doesn't have overwhelm. The Fearsome is, like, this gets chump blocked by a 3-drop, right? And this gets chump blocked by a 2-drop. So it's not broken unless you combo it. Like, you need combos for this. And even combos are not easy to do because, like, yeah, sure, you can play summon 2 copies of this, but that's super easy to deny. So I don't think it's broken necessarily because the stat line is weak and the keyword is weak. Callista too. Yeah, but Callista's going to be reviving like these guys. I mean, it's not bad. More Titanics. Yeah, and this kind of... Actually, this is not Titanic, and this is a token, so it doesn't count. It's not bad. I don't think it's broken. Next. Now, this looks really cool. This better be a good card. 9 mana, 8/8. The Kingfisher. The art is beautiful. I love it. The Kingfisher. When I'm summoned. And summon effects are very strong because you can manipulate those. Draw 1 of each champion from your deck. Each round, the first time you summon a champion rally? Wow. Now, here's the thing. This incentivizes you to play a singleton champion deck, right? Where you play, like, literally 6 champions. Why? Because if you play 1 champion, it draws 1 card. If you play 6 champions, you drew none of them, it draws you 6. So you want to maximize the draw potential. And one thing to consider is Demacia has very weak draw. Isn't Demacia like the worst draw in the game? So if you're going like deep into Demacia, it's not a bad draw engine at all. 9 mana 8/8 is a little bit weakly statted, but you need to remove it immediately. So this is getting Vengeance. You can't really rally the turn you play it unless you're playing Lucian. But then Lucian is a guaranteed 1 mana rally. I don't know. It's a really cool card. Secret Keeper is OP with this. It's pretty cool. I like Secret Keeper with this. It draws you the champions, but keep on. This is mana 9, do almost nothing. That's the problem. This goes off on mana, like it's a draw engine, and on mana 10, if it survives, it's broken beyond belief. You can play this with Jarvan. With J4 Instant Rally, it's not. Because you still have to, like, it's not. How is it Instant Rally with this? What? It's not. Because it needs to survive the next turn. You don't have mana for, like, one thing that could work, for example, is in other regions, like, if this manifests this, that's just broken. Like, holy crap, is that broken if this gets manifested. That's a broken card to manifest. 9 mana, draw 6, but by the time you're mana 9, you've dropped half your champions, right? So you're drawing maybe 3 champions if you're playing Singleton. If you're not playing Singleton, you might be drawing, like, 2. It's a rally on next attack? Yeah, sure. Yeah, but you're still summoning Jarvan. It costs 6 mana. I don't think it's broken. I think it's way too expensive. I don't think it does enough, actually, now that I think about it. It's a cool card. It does rally with Lucian. And Lucian is Demacia, so that's something to consider. You can rally on mana 10. Drop this, drop Lucian, rally, fight. Condense the boat? Maybe. Dragon. 6 mana, 8/4 Challenger. Elemental. Really, really meh stat line. But it has challengers, so it kind of trades nicely, but 4 HP is kind of meh. It doesn't trade twice, right? No Fury either, which is kind of awkward. Deal 2 to an enemy and 2 to the enemy nexus. I think that's really strong. The problem is it's Noxus. I would much prefer to see this in like Bilgewater. But Noxus has Plunder, for example. Now that they've changed Noxus up a bit. It's a strong card, I would say. It pings face to activate Plunder. It kills annoying early units. It kills annoying mid-range units with Challenger. It casts an elemental skill, which is useful sometimes. It skills with an elemental, I guess, to an extent. I like it. I think it's a decent card. And it actually gives you reach. Why are they printing too many dragons? Are there going to be a dragon origin? That's what I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking about that because this card is kind of busted with the dragon overwhelm spell that gives +1/+1 overwhelm. But you're rarely playing it in a dragon deck because you don't want to play Noxus when playing dragons. So that's where my mind is going right now. Elder Drake. I think it's a decent card. It's a little bit weird in Noxus. Because Challenger 8/4 is not what you usually want in Noxus. In Noxus, you want Overwhelm. You want things that can hit face. And while this does hit face, it's more of a control card. Now, would you play this in like Swain Control? It does give you 4 level up points for Swain. Maybe you would. But I think the card is decent. Annie Jin. Would I play this in Annie Jin? I feel like I wouldn't. Better Decimate. That's what I was comparing it to in my mind, whether it's a better Decimate. It is, in a lot of ways, except for aggro. Because aggro, it needs that extra reach. This 8/4 body doesn't do anything in terms of aggression, right? Alright, this looks really cool. Bowdeer of Blackened Ice. 8 mana, 8/8 dragon. When I'm summon 2 Frozen Thralls and advance them to... Ooh. Wait, that's busted, isn't it? Not even... Like, forget about Draklorn. I'm just thinking, like... How do you counter... Wait, did they remove that card? Ah, they removed it. I was thinking Imagine Possibilities. Because that plus this is just absolutely beyond broken. That was the combo I was thinking of. Yeah, it's rotated. Without that card, it's slower for sure. Time in a Bottle is good enough. Yeah, it works on one of them. 2 8/8s is really strong already. All your Frozen Thralls by 1 is good as well. Yeah, this on the next turn is busted. This is decent. Yeah, that card is... I think this card is going to be insane. So, I wonder if you can go for a rampier version. Because here's something to consider you guys are not considering. Yes, we know how currently people play Frozen Thralls, but hear me out for a second. What if you went for ramp plus Watcher? Right? You need to summon 5 8 costs. This is 3 on its own for 1 card. That's kind of nuts. I think Ramp Watcher, and keep in mind, Ramp Watcher is all Freljord, so you can play a second region. That's kind of scary. Watcher's nerfed. It is nerfed, yes, but it's still a nice card. It's still a pretty decent win con, isn't it? 3 non-champion cards. Bandle City copy card. I think this is probably the strongest card we've seen so far. It has the most potential. Like, you're swinging on mana 9 with so many units. You can even drop Ornn on 9. Sorry, not Ornn, Volibear on 9. You can give this Overwhelm in a Dragon deck, which you're probably not going to do. Clock Hands with this. There's a lot of things you can do with this. I mean, this is definitely Lysandra. It has Lysandra all over it. I'm gonna definitely try to make a deck with this. I see potential in a lot of different directions. Ramp this, even like early game Frozen Thrall with this, it's not as good. Like, this is something you definitely want to ramp into and just like set up much later game plays. Yeah, with the Titanic cost landmarks, maybe. It's a very cool card. I like this card. It's a very control-y card. I could see myself even playing Ionia this, and the reason I would play Ionia this is multifold. First of all, I now have access to control tools, right? I have access to deny. But more importantly, just that 8, like on mana 9, I do the following. Check it out. On mana 8, you drop this, right? You finally hit mana 8. That's your first Lysandra card. That's 3. And then on mana 9, you drop this, right? That's already 6. That's already 6/9 costs. So you just have Watcher in your hand on mana 9, and Watcher costs 0 on mana 9. If you can, like, or mana 10, worst case scenario. Like, there's some really cool plays you've got with that setup. Because it cheats out so many 8 costs. And I have Deny to play with as well. I like it. And if you have board space, why wouldn't you? I mean, yeah, you have to have Lysandra, but keep in mind, yeah, maybe. You do need board space, that's true. But usually this is dying on 8. Like, when you play this on 8 and you swing with it, I don't know. It has a lot of potential in my head. Very strong card. I think I'm going to build a few decks with this. I might play this for a while. 8 mana, 8/8 dragon. Bro, we're going to get like a Runeterra region champion for dragons. There's no way we're not. Guys, is there any lore champion that is a dragon that we're missing? Sorry, League of Legends champion that's dragon. No? Alright. Chemtech Drake. When you play a spell, draw 1. Okay. Okay, strong. When you draw while you have a full hand, deal 1 to the enemy. No, it's... I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You can just do 20 damage to face instantly. But it's Eternal. I would like to make it work in Eternal. So you play only those 2 units. Everything else is a Landmark. You just gotta draw both units, chat. If you draw both units, you're guaranteed lethal, right? But then you gotta keep that dragon alive. That's the problem. Like, you gotta make sure this survives until mana 9. You gotta live till mana 8. That's not that big of a deal, because you forget that Justin Shurima summons a unit. Justin Shurima, like, you have ways to summon units, chat. You have removal, right? Sorry, I mean, you have the removal one that obliterates units, the weakest unit. You have summon a unit. You have summon a unit. There's a lot of summoning units with landmarks, just in Shurima on its own, so it's not that bad. PNZ Sump Monument, sure. So it's actually quite doable to make the combo work. The only problem is, well, this is rotated, so you can't do it in standard. That's a shame. And another problem is, when you play a spell draw 1, it doesn't work with gems. Because when you play a gem, you don't have a full hand when drawing. You're not burning a card. My assumption is, this deals 1 to the next whenever you burn a card. So, there is another combo. Hear me out. It's a 3-card combo. This is the dragon. We play 3 copies of it. Wait, did they remove the card? Really, bro? No! Stupid. They removed Shards of the Mountain. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Bro, they remove everything fun. So, okay. There's only 1 gem maker in the entire game? Really? Man, they've... Rotation just ruins everything. No, you don't need cards, so my thought process was this. Oh my god, they rotated him as well. Bro. Okay, this is an Eternal deck. I was thinking my boy Jay Medarda, right? If you can have Jay Medarda on board, and then you drop this bad boy, you can just infinitely, like, just cast gems on Jay. But in order for that to be really working, I need Glorious Evolution. And Glorious makes gems cost 0, right? So with Glorious Evolution and gems costing nothing, I have free 0 cost gems. And then you play gems, right? You play triple this. This gives you 3 gems in hand. This gives you gems in hand. This gives you gems in hand. You just play all the gems. So you're just going to be constantly drawing 2 every time you cast a gem. And everything is so cheap that because, yeah, it's just a really cool combo. How are you replacing it? Well, hopefully you have enough gems. And then, of course, like, Pale Cascade draws you 3 cards, right? And stuff like that. Like, every time you cast anything on Jay, you're drawing, like, so many cards. And you want most of your deck to be either a spell that you can cast, or a unit that gives you a spell, which is this. So every card is replacing, right? She costs 0 with Glorious Evolution. She generates a 0-cost spell that draws you 2. She costs 1 that gives you, like, 2 of these, right? She gives you 2 0-cost. Like, it's too many conditions. So the condition is you drop Glorious Evolution, you drop J, you drop this, you've won the game. If you can get both of these on the board at the same time after casting this, you win. And you can definitely do the following. Like, you can play a few cards like Cosmic Youngling that will delay the game for you. Does that make sense? There's a few cards you can play that can delay it to that point, because you are playing Targon. So I think that could be really fun in Eternal. Non-Eternal, this card is kind of boring for me. But or we could play the OTK Landmark deck. That sounds fun as well. We'll try both. All right. Sea Monster Dragon. Sephirsa. Scourge of the Deep. 8 mana, 8/7. Deep. A new Deep card. We've not seen this in a while. When you spend mana to play another unit, create a random card in hand of equal cost. What? Oh, okay, got it. If you play another unit... Okay, got it. 2 free minions. Yep, that's very cool, but it's only really good next turn if this survives. I'm trying to think of how to make it survive. It's good with Trundle. Yes. It creates spells too. Oh, it creates spells as well. Wow, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Nautilus makes it cheaper. That is very true. Nautilus does make this super cheap. Another thing to consider is it's not just Nautilus. It's Lure of the Depths. Lure of the Depths makes this sometimes a 6 or 5 drop, right? That's scary, dude. That is very scary. So, for example, let's say you're playing deep and you play 2 Lure of the Depths. Bro, you're dropping this on 6. On mana 7, like, you're getting all the value. That's scary. Like, I would definitely, just because of that one card, I would definitely play a Lure of the Depth deck. I would play deep just because of it. Because all of these cards, like, you play this. If this costs 4, for example, you're still getting a free 4-cost spell or unit that turn. Like, it's infinite value. And the problem is, this has very good HP. This is hard to kill, okay? And let's say you're playing deep. For those who play deep, I don't play deep, but what are the cards that really mess you up the most in your deep decks? What cards do you hate to see? Real quick, tell me. What cards really mess with you? Elusive, Vengeance, Lifesteal, damage-based removal, Puff Caps, Elusive. A lot of that is true, yes. But one thing that messes with you that this kind of solves is hard removal. You want to play Nautilus, but you know Nautilus will be hard removed, right? Am I wrong about this? Like, if you play Nautilus and they don't kill your Nautilus, you win the game, right? A lot of the time. But it hurts to play Nautilus because your Nautilus gets Vengeanced, he gets recalled, he gets screwed. This will eat your removal. You have to kill this immediately. If someone drops this, you gotta Vengeance it. Then they drop a second one, you have to Vengeance it. Now you have free Nautiluses, right? So, this is not as strong as Nautilus on board, but it's broken anyway. So, this card is very cool. Has a lot of potential. I definitely want to play it. Still lost tempo. It's not if you play Lure of the Depths. With Lure, it's not lost tempo. Without Lure, it is. But if you play 2 of these, it's basically a 1-for-1. So yeah, very cool card. This will make me play deep. And that's it. That's all the cards, chat. We are done. We're done seeing the new cards. Card adjustments. Cosmic Call. Okay, so now it's just a cost reduction. That's a good change. I like it. It was too versatile, right? Good change. I missed one. Oh, Divine Whirlwind. Good change as well. I like that. I like that it's a little bit less aggro. Sweet. Although, will this now see less play? I don't think so. It's still fine. Cosmic Call, still really good in Jace, but less good. So they removed the 2-cost function, right? Wait, is that right? Or no? Now it's just an 8 mana cost card, right? Now it's just 8 mana. Like, cut everything by half. The 2 cost still exists. Okay. All right, so this is the new version, because keep in mind, I've not played this card yet. I've played against it. To also... Oh, that... Okay, so it loses the Invoke on the second option. No, it's still a really good card. You just don't get the Invoke in the second part. Okay, I can get behind that. It's still really good. Janna, very good change. Yeah, that's a great change. It's a pretty strong nerf, though, but it's a good change. Now you have a long time to kill her. That feels good. Because especially... one of the biggest reasons why it's a really great change is because of freaking Slipstream. Slipstream is busted, right? Like, Slipstream just makes it so easy to level her up. Champion Strength. Oh my god, another nerf to Champion Strength. Wow, now you can only play in a mana 6. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of this. I thought it was okay. Maybe it was a little bit too strong, but they're really gutting this card, man. I think they should have left it alone. Buffs. Swain. They buffed his art. Okay. Alright. Swain buff. 14 damage to level. I don't think leveling was a big deal, but... Alright. I don't hate this either. Dame the Despoiler. I don't even know what this card does. So now he has Overwhelm. I never even heard of this card. So it's a 3 mana 3/3. Plunder. Grant all allies 1 attack. And it has Overwhelm. It's a 4/3. Okay. That's actually not bad. It's not bad. I don't hate it at all. I think this can be really good in aggro. I think you guys are underestimating it. The reason this sucked before is because it was a 3/3 do nothing, right? Its body sucks. It just gets chump blocked by a token. But now this is a 4/3 overwhelm that buffs your entire board in a region that already plays Plunder. So for example, mana 3 play, right? Turn 1 you played a 1-drop. Turn 2 you played a 2-drop. Turn 3 you warning shot into Pirouette into him. And you still have 2 mana left over. And you buff your entire board. And he's a 4/3 overwhelm. Like, that's a very good aggro turn. It's actually an amazing aggro turn. So I think this card is actually very solid now. That's a huge buff. I think this will definitely be a strong card. Dedicant of the Challenge. When I'm summoned, updraft your... Okay, I don't even know what this does. It was a 2/1 before. When I'm summoned, updraft your hand to grant +1/+1 for each card updrafted and draw 2. That's not a bad card. I mean, does it really go along with the strategy of updraft, though? I don't know. And if you have a full hand, it kind of sucks. So it's a dead card late game because you don't want to throw your entire hand away and only draw 2. It's good if you have an empty hand, right? But even then, it's not amazing. Yeah, I don't think this card is great. You can play with Jinx maybe, but Jinx doesn't want to play Bilgewater. Nah, I'm not sold. Broodfather, nice. Make the memes fresher. Now it's a Titanic as well. Pretty cool. I can get behind that. Tryndamere got a massive buff. Wow. All right, hear me out. New deck. Tryndamere Soul Cleave can no longer be stopped with a small removal. How about that? Now with 6 HP, that's really hard to stop. Because 4 HP, double Mystic Shot, right? 4 HP, 2 removal cards. 6 HP, you got to play like 3 removal cards. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I'm not mad at this. And if they do it, you get 2 copies of a 10/10, right? That's pretty cool. I'm a fan. That's an OTK right there. All right, I'll try that. War Mother's Call. What? Are you saying I can play War Mothers on mana 8? All right. Need I say more? Nope. We are going to experiment with this 100%. Commander Ladros. Interesting. I mean, it doesn't really do anything except for Vengeance. Sorry, not Vengeance. Atrocity. Like, this breaks Atrocity in Eternal to an extent for non-healing decks, right? All right, hear me out. All right, there's a really cool thing you can do here. So, I am known to play Commander Ladros a lot. Now, of course, Atrocity works well, but hear me out. I have built these decks many times. These two changes together, there's something OP about this. Chat, what region is this? What is Ladros' second region if I'm playing him in a War Mother deck? Freljord. What does Freljord have? It has Frostbites. It has a lot of Frostbites. It has a lot of freezes. Right now, depending on the matchup, because By the time you're getting to Commander Ladros, they're still at 20 HP. You're not an aggro deck, you're a ramp deck. By the time you get here, depending on the matchup, you might have a true OTK of Ladros, Frostbite, his Fearsome Blocker into kill. Which was never before a thing. You could never do that before in War Mother decks. Right now, I have won with Ladros Freeze multiple times, where I'll preemptively Frostbite and attack with Ladros. That's OP. This is a guaranteed 20 damage to face if they don't have enough Fearsome Blockers. If they don't have hard removal. So, very cool. Like, yeah, that's very cool. Necrotic Arachnoid. Alright, it has Fearsome now. Good change, I like it. Not a huge change, but good change. Like, why not? It looks scary, let's be honest. Spirit Leech. Strong reward for decks that don't mind killing during units, but it's so naturally fragile that it struggles to succeed a long glimpse beyond. Wait, who the hell is Spirit Leech? Is that the kill a unit draw too? Okay, you give him 1 more HP. I really think that was unnecessary. But it's decent. It's good. I mean, it's a great buff, right? The buff is fantastic. Like, it's a stronger unit now by far. So yeah, I can get behind that. Especially versus Flash Bombs. Like, whenever playing this card versus Caitlyn, I just cringe every time because it just dies to everything. But yeah, good change. You missed a lot, yes. The Ether Fiend. One of the coolest looking birds. Hasn't really laid an egg in a competitive play. By making them cheaper and a little smaller, I think the tempo gain from this kill ability can be used more easily. Man, I wanted to play that card so many times. There's a problem, though. There's a really big problem now. 3 HP is really easy to stop, right? It's so easy to stop. Like, 4 HP was also easy to stop, but it requires 2 cards. Now you can stop this with 1 card. So, for example, let's say you're playing versus a very normal meta deck, right? Let's say you're playing versus, like, Janna. Like, all it takes is this. 1 Divine Whirlwind stops it, right? That's all it takes. 1 Get Excited stops it. 1 Gotcha stops it. Anything that deals 3 damage stops the effect. It still goes through. No, it doesn't. Doesn't this... If this dies, doesn't it get cancelled? Are you sure? So it's the unit it's targeting that doesn't get cancelled. Okay. Are we sure about that? Maybe you're right. Let me think. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're right. Never mind then. Okay, yeah. Really good buff. I like it. I would play this in Undying. Nice buff. Seal and Steel. I've never seen this card played effectively. Now what does it do? Wait, was it a 3 cost before? Doesn't even say what they changed. It's a 3 cost, right? I mean, would you ever play this, though? Is there a reason to play this? It doesn't even copy keywords. Yes? In what deck would you play this? If it was kill an ally, it would be broken and undying, but it's obliterate an ally. Vayne Pantheon? I don't know. I'm not sold. Vayne can use it. I'm not sold. Alright. Eternal. Start to peak. I don't even know what start to peak is, dude. Oh. Wait, is this card actually broken in Eternal? Really? Did they have to nerf it? Interesting. Okay. Bandletree. Oh god, I hate this card so much. I hate this card so much, dude. I don't even want to read their reasoning. Katarina. Big buff. Okay. Understandable. I think she's fine at 3-2. Preservationist. Okay. 5 mana 4/4. Oh, wow. That's a huge buff. 4 mana 4/4 advanced 3. It's a massive buff. Probably playable now in Sundisk if you want to like turbo Sundisk to an extent. Desert Wrath. Okay, some of the 2 Sand Soldiers. Okay, that's insane. That's a massive buff. Holy crap. For 3 mana, that's crazy. Spirit Portal. To play, discard 1, grant all allies. I don't know about this card, though. It could be decent. Yeah. Good buff. They Who Endure. I love this card. 6 mana, they will endure. Wow. Wait. You can play at the same turn. That's crazy. You can play They Who Endure plus Atrocity in the same turn with the same amount of mana. You play They Who Endure, they play Vengeance, you play Atrocity on 13. That's scary. Like, you were never able to do that before because of the costs. Well, you used to be able to, actually, back in the day, but that was when Atrocity cost 6, right? So you can do it again. That's a big change. It's a really big change. Okay. Frenzied Skitterer, interesting change. Big buff. I don't even want to think about this guy. Oh, he's a 1 cost now. I see. I see. Would you ever build around this, though? I don't think so. Timelines. Wait, they changed it? It's a dead card. Oh my god, they killed Timelines. Bro, they killed Timelines. What? Alright, listen, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I never even liked Timelines, but a message to the devs. If you're gonna kill the card, at the very least, revert it to 1 mana. It's still 2 mana and dead. Even at 1 mana, it's dead. They didn't even bother to give it a reach around and say, hey, you can go back to 1 mana just to make people feel a little bit better about it. They just left it at 2 mana. You might as well make it 7 mana as well. I mean, come on, bro. A little bit of courtesy, you know? If you're gonna screw it this hard, you know, like, I don't know. Holy crap. Should be 0 mana? Yes. Correct. Wow, it's so dead. Wanted to try a small redesign to make both timelines less early game dependent, but also make it less painful to draw multiples over the course of the... Time out! Wait. Let me reread this. We wanted to try a small redesign. No, get out of here. That's not a redesign. It's literally just a nerf. To make it less early game dependent. What does it even mean? Make it less painful to draw multiple... Oh my... Bro, you just gutted the card and you're telling me this is a small redesign? No, it's not a small redesign, bro. You just nerfed it in multiple ways and call it a redesign. Bruh. That's like saying... You know, that's like saying... It's like saying this. Atrocity. 6 mana fast, deal damage to face. We're gonna do a small redesign to this card. We're gonna make it 7 mana slow. That's not a redesign. That's nerfing the card. I'm sorry. You call it what it is. All right. Dedge. Riot, make it 1 or 0 mana. Come on, what is this? What is this? Overgrown Snapvine. Ooh, Snapvine. All right. Wait, they nerfed Snapvine? What? What? They nerfed Snapvine? What? No. It has Fearsome now, who cares? They nerfed Snapvine. Who cares? It's nerfed. They nerfed the card. Hasn't been choking out the Eternal Land. No, it's not. It doesn't exist. It's Summon Timing Trigger was limiting design space for future cards. Oh. Just letting its only chump and play does change a lot of how the cards play. We want to give it an immediate buff. Okay. All right. You know what? I can get behind that. If there were cards they wanted to print that they couldn't print because of Snapvines, I can understand. I don't hate it. They basically are saying we don't want this card to exist, so let's just kill it. That's fine. I'm good with that. If that's the reason, I'm good with it. I can support the devs on this one. Type 1 if you agree. If it didn't allow them to print certain cards because it would just make it from unplayable to broken, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Sure. It was limiting design space. I don't think that Snapvine is so important that we want to limit design space. All right. They're killing all the memes. Brother, Snapvine was never a meme. It never existed. Art. Okay, this is kind of cool. I like this one. That's pretty awesome. I'm not a fan. I like this one as well. That's a great one. What do we have here? Competitive Worlds. Yo! Runeterra Open. Last chance qualifier, point ladder cutoff, end of season. All right. Sure. Miscellaneous, moving away from the summoner names, embracing right IDs across all games. Yikes. Super secret badge themed around upcoming champion. Okay. Pretty cool. Not bad. The OBS is not picking it up. I found it, bro. It fell out of my headset. I've been looking for this all day. Bro! I spent all day looking for it. It was embedded in my headset. It just fell out. I looked for this all day yesterday.